to plant church in every village and in every town, within every 1,000 people population, in a period of 1 generation. So we need this kind of good singing church and church who take responsibility for their society, and all saints know how to share the gospel.
You know, before you friends came, we were just shepherds, you know, looking after our cattle, and bit by bit we were preaching. But then we didn't know that God demanded much from us.
The visitation of God on the African continent has birthed a fast-growing church in Africa that has a limited ground. It has been described as a river that is 2 miles wide and 2 inches deep.
Other groups are taking advantage of this situation to promote their gospel, and many are being led astray. ICM has been developing strategic partnerships with the Church in East Africa since 1986. Our unique approach is to provide accredited training for current leaders of the Church. This in-service approach enables leaders to be trained while they continue in the ministry. It is training for the Church. ICM has worked with over 70 denominations, and we are committed to the local church.
We've gained more than just mere classroom benefits in terms of knowledge. We've had to learn from your very ministries. The ICM programs are unique in a sense that they are practical in approach.
Thanks to many generous donations last year, ICM was able to purchase and begin refurbishing a secondary school situated on 20 acres in Kitale, Kenya. As the ministry has expanded, these new facilities were greatly needed.
You know, we're sitting here today as if this was a very easy step to move. We just boxed up everything and we just moved. But I would have to tell you that we fasted and prayed for months and weeks to hear the Lord and to see what God had for us. We have been blessed as staff, as faculty, and as students together over the years as we have dwelt together in unity.
The center is a multi-use facility. Church leaders come to study for several weeks at a time, 3 times a year at a diploma, bachelor, or master's level. The programs are designed to enable them to remain in the ministry throughout their education. As funds become available, the center will be remodeled to include office space, a library, computer lab, classrooms, dining hall, dormitories, and conference center. But the training and administration which occurs at the center is only the visible tip of the iceberg. In sheer numbers, the bulk of ICM's innovative training occurs in scores of denominations and churches through our church-based Bible schools, or CBBSs.
As a church, we have really benefited from that program. There are several tutors in the church, several classes are going on, and people have grown. Part of the Christian Growth Center is so much of ICM.
Pastors are equipped to train the church leaders and membership through CBBSs. To date, thousands have been involved in these programs at various educational levels.
I want to say that CBBS has been so helpful to me. It really helped me. It challenged me to work more for God, to, not just now to work, jumping here and there, but I was trained. It changed my whole attitude towards, Christian ministry, and it helped me to be effective.
ICM has also networked with other groups in order to facilitate the training of their leaders. Our in-service approach has benefited other ministries such as Wycliffe, who have been translating the Bible into the Sabaot language on Mount Elgon close to Kitale. ICM's unique training has enabled Wycliffe translators to earn their Bible degree while continuing with the translation project. Under the direction of David and Zipporah Omala, ICM is also assisting the church in Uganda with training.
As Director of International Christian Ministries in Uganda, I have a vision, and the vision I have is the vision to train the people, the pastors. The pastors are thirsty for the training. Many churches which came up after the overthrow of Amin have pastors generally who are not trained, and they have difficulties, and these are the majority.
As we drove into Uganda for the first time, it was as if I was in the middle of a daydream. I had to keep pinching myself, wondering if this was really reality. It's a whole different world here. The needs that are ever before you, ever present, grip your heart. They gripped my heart. My heart began to burn for the people. It's hard to believe that just 20 short years ago, this country was terribly devastated by a tyrant. But now they've rebuilt themselves and are in the process of rebuilding. And it's beautiful to see how the church are taking an important role in the rebuilding process.
Right now we are in a leader church, a church which is growing up, and we are seeing the tremendous development in this church, the thirst for the Word of God. Pastor Johnson Ogema is the pastor of this church, and he is also our student at ICM Seminary in Kitale. He's doing Master of Arts program.
And I am proud to be a product of CBBS, you know. So I just don't teach what has been imposed. I teach out of experience also because I've passed through it. And also ICM has really helped me so much in our in our the BA program. ICM has also helped me and getting sponsorship, and which of course has helped me now to do my master's program. The church is supposed to meet the test of that generation. If the world cannot meet the challenges, if the church cannot meet the challenges of the world in that generation, then it becomes outdated. I need the training so much so that I can be better informed, and then not only better informed, but also be able to meet the growing desire, I mean the thirst of my generation. That is important. That is important.
As in Africa, the plea from the church in Eastern Europe is for training.
The greatest need now in Slovak Republic is to train the lay people, to train the whole body, the whole saints in Slovakia, to share the gospel with the people. We need a new model kind of education, not like the traditionals, but a model of training who will really come to this, to the ground, to those people who really are servants of the Lord and called by God, but because of many other responsibilities cannot go in a Bible school. And to come to these people and train them, help them, not take them out from the place where they are, but help them to grow, receive the knowledge, and then release them to serve the Lord where they are.
I'm sitting here in Kitale, Kenya with their international director of ICM, and I've just finished a tour through Eastern Europe, and it's exciting to see what God is doing around the world. And as I toured through Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and in other parts of Europe, it became apparent that training is not just something that's needed here in Africa, but also in what was Eastern Europe, the Eastern Bloc countries.
We've got to be on the cutting edge of innovation using innovative technology in order to see the gospel go forth and men and women trained and equipped in the depth of the Word of God. Missionary Aviation Fellowship has given a guesstimate that there's going to be approximately 355 million new believers over the next 5 years. Well, the thing that scares me is that we are not even keeping up with the leadership growth without that. So we need to be focusing some of our time and energy in innovative ways to see the men and women trained, that they can train those in their churches.
And we're just excited about those of you that are partnering together with us in various ways and means, and we just appreciate your prayers as God is releasing new vision in our hearts, and we just thank you for the partnership that you have with us.
It is service. I want to be efficient, I want to be effective minister.
He's in school and yet he's in ministry. And this makes ICM very unique.
It's only through such programs that people's destinies will be reached to fulfill their purpose that God has given them in life.